Okay, so I took off yesterday from Tooele after doing some laundry and stopped at a rest stop along Highway 6, just past Eureka, Utah. Spent the night there, and we are on day 2 of my travel to Santa Monica to start the Route 66 series. While I was on the road, I thought that I would start documenting my travels. I figured since I've got the equipment to do it, and I've got plenty of capacity on this camcorder, or this little action cam, why not do that? So this one's kind of rough, so let's see where it goes from here. I know I had something really cool to say at this point, but I just can't remember what it was. I went on like this for several minutes before I realized something was wrong. All right, I am pulling over because the current setup that I have now is camera. Uh-oh, something fell over. What is camera? I need to work on here. So, yeah, I gotta figure this out. Okay, so, all right, my mule box toppled over, which, you know, not that big of a deal. Now I need to gather stuff up to figure out a better system for capturing video. Based off of what I've got. Wish I would have came up with this idea sooner, as I would be better prepared, I believe. I just ordered some stuff on Amazon. So, okay, looking at the equipment I've got. Okay, so this is what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to take this action cam, stick it onto the windshield, onto the suction cup right there, so that way it's stable and it's got a little cushion to absorb the vibration. And then I'm just going to have to use my cell phone, for any kind of talking head stuff. So let me get that all set up. Okay, I think I've got it all set up pretty good. So let me show you what I've got going on here. So I've got my octopus tripod thingy right here, which is where the cell phone's going to sit. Then I've got my action cam to record everything going on outside the windshield. And then my voice recording device right up here on the visor. So I think that's what we're gonna do now. I noticed a little bit of squeaking coming out from under my hood. So I think the pulley system needs a little bit of lubrication. All right, that takes care of that. Okay. And I've got power going to that to charge up the battery that's in there from the intermittent clips that I get. So, yep, all set to go.
The world stood still.
Then you'll use the right lane to take the I-15 South ramp.
Here's scientists and experts who are high.
Okay, we have entered St. George, Utah. I decided to go ahead and push through, getting some food into my stomach and drinking some coffee has reactivated my old bones. so I'm pushing on. There's I think there's a handful of rest stops between here and Barstow if I still feel overly tired, but right now I'm doing fine, so let's just push on through. I don't know why, but for some reason this person just slowed down to 45 miles an hour for no reason. We are now entering the Virgin River Gorge. The Virgin River Gorge is a spectacular, roughly 15-mile stretch of I-15 that cuts through the northwest corner of Arizona, connecting St. George, Utah, and Mesquite, Nevada. It's widely considered one of the most expensive and beautiful sections of the entire U.S. interstate system. Completed in 1973, it cost over $1 million per mile at the time. The road is carved directly into limestone cliffs that rise nearly 500 feet above the highway. The Virgin River Canyon Recreation Area, managed by BLM, is located right at the heart of the gorge. It's a great spot to pull over for photos as it offers a campground and access to the river without the highway noise being quite as overwhelming. If you're looking for a specific stop or a place to film, the Cedar Pockets Recreational Area exit is really the only game in town for getting off the pavement and seeing the geology up close. And that's the end. Alright, I'm hitting up this Indian reservation, gas stop. So just want to make sure that I try to not spend as much money as possible when it comes to fuel in California. Okay, so
1,000 feet, turn left onto the ramp to Las Vegas.
All right, we are about 30 miles north of Las Vegas at this Indian reservation gas station at $5.15.
Turn left onto the ramp to Las Vegas.
516, oh, 500. Oh, one day, pretty soon, with the way things are going. But $5.16 a gallon.
In a quarter mile, merge onto I-15 South.
I did 147 miles on 7 gallons. So my vehicle's doing pretty good for what it is on fuel. Or Las Vegas. There's the stadium for the Oakland, for the Las Vegas Raiders. Mandolin Bay across the street, across the freeway. So already I have a challenge before me. It's not too big of a deal, but this van has lost its AC. I don't think it's going to be too big of a deal. Maybe it will be. I guess that'll have to be addressed later. So I don't think it's going to be too hot in Southern California. So I'm okay with it. It'll need to be taken care of before I get into Texas, because it's about to get a little muggy out over there. So, but yeah, Las Vegas, baby. Here's Primm. It's built up quite a bit. Whiskey Pete's. Doesn't even look like Whiskey Pete's anymore. It looks like a castle out of Camelot. Big old parking structure behind it. An outlet mall across the freeway with a monorail.
Welcome to California.
Thank you. So over there to the right is the solar farm. Looks like 3 of them now. All right, coming up onto the first gas station into California. Let's see what the prices are at right now. 8 Wells Road, which is pretty isolated. Let's see if I can see how much it is. Holy crap! $7.49 at Terrible's. Wow. Oh, looks like I got the inspection point coming up. That is that. You know, I haven't been stopped at that inspection point in about...
There are police reported ahead.
In about 8 years. Just past the California Agriculture Station on I-15 South, the horizon tilts up. This is Mountain Pass. It's a 12-mile, 6% grade that pushes coolant systems to the limit. You're climbing from a desert floor to nearly 5,000 feet, watching the temperature gauge as closely as the road. This is a long pull. At the summit, look right. That's the Mountain Pass, one of the world's most critical sources of rare earth minerals. It's the industrial heart of the Mojave, hidden in plain sight. But don't get too comfortable. What comes up must come down. And the descent into the Mojave National Preserve is a graveyard for overheated brakes. Gear down, stay steady, and welcome to California. About an hour after, we reach Barstow. Let's see. Regular and mobile, $6.19. Or almost $2 more than Tooele, Utah. I haven't run into those prices of $8, but I really don't look forward to them anyways. Welcome to California, where people will turn right in front of you. To the right there is the Culligan water, which is 25 cents a gallon, and it is really good water. This is the main street. Before we get water, we're going to go down to 2nd Avenue, to the end and to the left. Now, I'm not a fan of Taco Bell. I find their food to be less than standard. So, but I've always had a thing for Del Taco. And right here is the original, very first Del Taco. All started in Barstow, California. That was great. Fun fact, I used to work for Del Taco back when I lived in Cucamonga. And of all the fast food jobs I had, Del Taco was the cleanest. All right. Let's go grab some water. It is 81 degrees right now. It is quite quite the temperature shock, because I left when it was 46 degrees. Like I said, there's 25 cents a gallon, and it is very clean water. Right now I've got tap water in my jug, which is fine if you're out in the middle of the desert and you've got nothing else, but nah. Dump out the old water. Boy, a lot of stuff went flying. One little bump. Jesus. That's why I'm not. So, let's drain that. Hopefully it's not a fine here in California for dumping water. There we go. $427 Main Street in Barstow. 25 cents. Premium fresh water. locking device right there to hold your container right there in the back. That's pretty cool. Just lift up on the tab and put it on the lid. It's pretty cool. All right. And that is that. Let's head over to the campsite. So heading east on Barstow Road for a couple of miles outside of town, we're going to be coming up onto a campground that I commonly frequent. I frequented for the last 6 years, called Sawtooth Canyon Campgrounds. The pavement of Highway 247 starts to feel like a portal. You're leaving the truck stops and the interstate roar behind, heading straight into the heart of the Lucerne Valley. As the road stretches out, the Mojave starts to change. The horizon opens up, and those iconic jagged granite spires of the Newberry Mountains begin to dominate the windshield. This isn't a drive, it's a transition into quiet. A sharp turn onto the dirt of the Sawtooth Canyon Road brings the real magic. This is Bureau of Land Management territory, otherwise known as New Jack City to the climbing community. The road ripples with washboard stretches, but the payoff is framed by massive boulders and ancient geological formations that look like they were dropped from the sky. Pulling into Sawtooth Canyon Campground, the scale hits you. You're tucked into a natural amphitheater of stone. There's no water, no power, and no cell service. Just the wind and some of the darkest night skies you'll find this close to the coast. This way, I go this way. Oh! Well, I guess this is a little bit of a shakedown. Plenty of spaces, but I've got my particular favorite spots. Whether you're here to scale the walls or just find a level spot to park, Sawtooth reminds you why we get lost in the first place. This is the high desert at its most raw. Let's set up camp. All right, let's assess the damage. Ooh, that was close. Oh, that's what happened. Okay, so my support beam doesn't is no longer supporting. Okay, so I gotta get that worked out. Give me a few minutes. All right, we are back in business. Put some stuff away and I'll be finished. Yeah. So we're back in business. Crisis averted. See? All buff and shiny, boss. So to help keep my van cool, I have my openings facing away from the sun, so I always will get a breeze coming in. Then in the morning, I'll have the morning the morning sun will warm me up on this side. Right up there is my portable heater or my portable shower, which I'll show you guys in a video soon. And this is the solar panel being held up by two 100-pound earth magnets. You can get these magnets in Harbor Freight. Yes, all it is a regular paint bucket with two lines with two grocery bags to hold my toilet paper and cleaning supplies. That's for me. That's it. I think I'll wait on showing you guys the shower tomorrow night, because that's not going to have enough time to heat up before it gets dark. So I'll take a shower tomorrow. So, but yeah, that's it. I am in California, Barstow, California, and here in the next couple of days, I will mosey on down to Santa Monica and begin the Route 66 journey. So until next time, see ya.